Thank you, Jess. My name's Sarah and I'm an addict. I'm really grateful, to CA. I'm grateful to God, that the solution is in my life today, that I'm not out there in the madness anymore, being sort of tortured with this illness. So just like a bit of my experience, I just remember as a child, I just felt really, really uncomfortable with being me. It's really, I just felt not right. And, I come from like a loving background with my family, and they tried to do everything, to sort of steer me in the right direction in life. And I just rebelled. I felt uncomfortable at home. I felt like outsider looking in. No matter what they'd done, it was just I wasn't right. I was really not right as a child. And I just remember kind of, I left home at a really young age. I lied. I remember lying to social services saying that I'm coming from a bad home, just so that I could be moved. And they moved me into a hostel, which used to be a police station. So I actually got moved into like a little 4x4, basically a cell, and I loved it. It was like, it's insane, like when I look back and I just think it's mad. But just to be, I just couldn't deal. I couldn't deal with like authority, just anything. I just didn't feel comfortable. And even and I remember even in school, I thought I was shy. I just felt like I couldn't talk. And then I remember seeking attention by just trying to I'd see other people make people laugh, and I'd done that, and I was always getting in trouble, and just always getting myself always in trouble. And I noticed that people would like me for that. When I first had and then I'd kind of come out my shell a little bit, and I remember when I first ever had my first substance, when I took it, I just remember feeling that ease and comfort within me, because I always felt so uncomfortable with being me. And the first time I drank alcohol, I drank to oblivion. Whatever substance it was, I'd always take it to the extreme. And I just remember I could never, the thought of anything sort of finishing, any substance finishing, it was just painful. Like I would go clubbing from a young age, and I just remember when it would be the end of the night, and I'd be with like my friends who I now know do not suffer with this illness, and they'd want to go home or boil the kettle to make a cup of tea, and I just really didn't understand why they would want to do that. Like or they'd be like, I'm going home now. I just never, I could not understand that. I just, I felt like I needed to be around people. I couldn't, I didn't want it to end. I didn't want to not have nothing, no substance inside of me. I just never wanted it to end. And the thought of kind of being with myself, in my own head was so painful, when I had experienced that feeling. And then I kind of just chased that, not knowing what I suffer with. In my mind, everybody was, drinking, taking pills, partying, just like drugs, whatever it was, and I thought when I'd see people sort of get on with their lives and, get jobs and get married and just all these things, I just thought, why would you want to do that? I just wanted my life to just be this one just like a party. I never ever wanted it to stop until one day I remember trying to stop. I remember at near the beginning, people would like me on alcohol, people would like me, and I'd feel like I had confidence and I could talk, and then, then one day it kind of, when I tried to stop, I realised that I couldn't stop, and the illness, which I know now, it got progressive. I started, manipulating people, hurting people, harming people, having consequences, going into hospitals, just all different things, and nothing, it could be near-death experiences, nothing would stop me. And I remember being all the time like self-pity, poor me, I'd blame the world. I used to feel it was me against the whole world, and I just never could kind of stop. And the more and more stuff would happen, I'd just get so entrenched in it. And in the end, no one wanted to know me. I was just like in my flat, at a table all day on a script, just like dying. Basically, my soul was dead. I was dying. I couldn't stop. I'd be crying and using and not understanding like what's wrong with me. I wasn't eating. I was like 6 stone. I hated myself. I could not look in the mirror. And I thought I was going mad. I just didn't understand what is wrong with me. Why can't I stop? And I'd really believe in my mind, today's going to be different. I'm not going to use today. And it was just like a hamster wheel, banging my head against the wall constantly, not understanding what's wrong with me. In the end, like the local services in my area, they was like, right, we're going to have to get her into like a pre-detox program, get her into detox, get her down to Bournemouth. But they didn't think I was even going to make detox. I couldn't turn up for the pre-detox groups because I was just so chaotic and unmanageable. And, like the only time I wouldn't be using or drinking is when I'm like, I've said it when I done my share last week, it'd be when I'm knocked out, passed out, locked up in a cell, or I'm in an institution or something. And I managed to get through, and I didn't know about recovery. I didn't know about the 12 steps. All I knew is people went missing in my area. I didn't know where they ever went. I didn't know any different. It was from a young child. I was just gone with the fairies all them years, and then I just remember H&I coming in, and all my life I felt alone, like nobody understands me. Like I said, like a outsider looking in, and just like I just didn't feel right. And for once and the more and more people in my life would just be like, you need to stop there, like everyone having a go at me, and the more I would withdraw even more and be more it would just be painful all the time. And then like CA came into, like H&I came into where I was in London, and for once in my life, it's like I heard somebody sharing, and I was like, like I felt like I'm not on my own, and I had a little glisten of hope. And then I continued, the journey in London, come up to Bournemouth, went in the meetings, and I saw someone who's no longer in Bournemouth anymore, but he's doing really well. And he was one of them people that disappeared. And I saw him down here, and I saw his eyes lit up, I had to go to meetings every day, and I saw his eyes lit up, and it made me have a bit of hope. And I thought I had this, like a barrier around me, and I couldn't look people in the eyes, hated myself. I didn't know who I was, what I liked. I didn't know nothing about me, and I was full of anger, and now I know that was all masked up with like fear, because we've got, you know, like loads of different forms of fear, and then I kind of let another woman, you know, like I heard someone share, I saw, you know, like the steps and the traditions and the readings and just everything. I didn't understand none of it, you know, and I just let another woman come before me, you know, take me through the steps. I got connected to a higher power, who I choose to call God, and, you know, I started this journey. You know, I started to go through the steps. I couldn't wait to do step 4 because I was full of anger. I was full of hatred, bitterness, all blame, just so much feelings I had, you know, because I thought everybody had done me wrong. Everyone had done me wrong. And I really believed my sponsor, because I would use this in manipulation in my using. When I'd go through trauma or anything, I would use it to get what I want from people. Like I would turn up with a black eye, like, oh, look at me, and they give me something or whatever, and be like, oh, poor you, sir, have another drink. You know, it'd always be like that. So for another woman to actually tell me the truth, you know, to tell me, you know, my part in it, and for me to see that was an eye opener. I used to have eye openers from other stuff, but yeah, that was a proper eye opener. But and I started to, you know, my awakening started there, and, you know, like looking at my defects of character. I didn't even know what defects meant, you know, I didn't understand none of it. And I started to see it. I started to see my part. You know, I went on and done all like the amends, and that was beautiful. There were some people as well that don't want to know me no more, and I pray for them, you know, that one day they will, they might not, but as long as I just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And there's other people as well, like when I go back to London, you know, I could face people who I've done harm to, and they if I go up to them and be like, I try to make amends, they're not gonna be like, oh, so, but all I can do is just try. And it might turn mad, but, you know, I'm willing to just, you know, to try and right my wrongs and to continue to do this. Like in the morning, I wake up in the morning. So I've gone through the steps. You know, I help other women. Like when I wake up in the morning, I have to center myself in prayer, do meditation, you know, just like try and look at how I'm going to be throughout the day. It's not always goes like that, and then I have to kind of reel it in, get into prayer, you know, look at myself. I do inventory, I do my nightly review at night. I can fall short sometimes, and I have to, but today I've got like a conscience as well. It's like before I wouldn't have a conscience. You know, I'd just harm everybody and not feel anything because I was just so blocked off. But I'm awake today, and my life, is just completely different from that person before. I just thought, you know, I'm just a wrong 'un. You know, I never, you know, I was just this scared little girl. It felt like in recovery, I felt like a child, like a little child, just trying to like find her way and know who she is. Like today, you know, like I said at the beginning, I hated myself, and I don't hate myself today. You know, I can look in, before I would have my mirror turned around, and today I can look in the mirror. Today, you know, I learn more and more each day, like about myself, and things are always like unraveling, improving, getting knocked back, you know, moving forward again. Unlearning, relearning, rewiring, it's just always different layers, you know, every day, and it's okay, and sometimes it's okay not to be okay as well, you know. And I'm really grateful, you know, that I've got women in my life, you know, yous are all like family to me. Some of you I might not even know you, but you know, like we all get each other, we all, you know, like understand the mind, like that. And you know, I know that I suffer with that obsession of the obsession of the mind, and once I put some like a substance in me, you know, it just sets off that phenomenon of craving, and I don't know where I'm going to end up. So as long as I just don't take that first one and just keep doing this stuff, you know, day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour, I know that I'm all right. I'll be okay for the day. Like today, I know that I'm going to get through today. And I didn't know that I was the problem before, you know, and I know now, you know, that I need a spiritual solution for that problem. I just thought everyone else was the problem, you know, and it ain't like that. And, you know, my family, they moved away from me, they changed their locks. My family have moved down to Bournemouth now. You know, I've had my son in recovery. I've educated myself in recovery. You know, I'm grateful for all that I've got. Even, you know, the little things. I've been with my partner 10 years. I've got good friendships. Like even with my friends back in London, the ones who I was like, they used to lock their doors on me. They used to bolt the gates and everything. When Sarah would come round, it would just be like, oh no, not you again. I was that unwelcome hanger-on wherever I went. And it's not, no, it was like everywhere I went, and I'd really believe, let me in, I'm going to be different tonight, I promise you. And I just turned into this, I was like Jekyll and Hyde. I just turned into this, I really would believe it, the lie all the time. And I don't have that obsession anymore, you know, and that's because I went through these steps and my life is different, but I have to do a lot of stuff, like with my home life. I need to make sure that I get up before my partner and my child. I have to, you know, because otherwise if I rock up, it's like, no mate, you don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. So I need to just get into the solution quickly, because I don't wake up with a great head. You know, I have to just hit my knees, do what I have to do, my meditation, and then I'm like, morning. Or otherwise it's like, so yeah, it's okay if I do this, if I keep doing this stuff, like my own awakening and just all of the stuff what I do. And, you know, it was always like my friends now, they're happy to see me, you know. It's like my family are, and before, like I said, no one would want to know me. And I've built beautiful friendships, I'm a loyal friend, I'm trustworthy. Just so many, like, you know, things what I used to cringe at saying about myself. You know, I'm loving, I'm kind, so I can be thoughtful. But if I drop this out, I quickly become unwell in my mind. And if I'm left untreated, or I try and do my own inventory or anything like that, I can start to believe it, let it manifest, or, you know, and then I believe all this stuff, and then all of a sudden I withdraw, I feel separated, just so many things come up in my head. And then I'm so glad that I've got, you know, my sponsor to do inventory with, where she tells me the truth, and then I start to see it, and yeah, the world's a better place, and I feel very humble, you know, I remain teachable, I feel that we're all one, you know, no matter, I know clean time is important, but I feel, you know, it's just as important as the person who's just come through the door. You know, I just hope that, you know, I can continue this journey, you know, keep learning about me, and yeah, just being there for other people and just being a better person every day. Because I was a nightmare, mate. I was like, yeah, when I look back, like, I'm so grateful it's not like that. Nothing changed me. Frank, tried Frank, you know, a man, like, just anything I would try, you know. It ain't like that today. The solution's in this book, you know, and it's getting a sponsor, going through these steps, and, you know, our life changes. It's miraculous. and it's free. Like we've all the places I used to seek it from, you know, and like try and get it's here with us. So yes, I'll leave it there. Thanks.